All right. Welcome, anyone watching live, and welcome to those of you that are watching this on YouTube. Appreciate you coming by to see my playthrough of Under Ashen Skies by Black Oath Entertainment. So, a couple of housekeeping things to get out of the way, and then we'll dive into some character creation. First, this is the first time I'm using my Sojour BTT setup. So many of you know me using Fantasy Grounds quite a bit, which I still love. But for solo RPGs where you're journaling and it's just you need a little bit of different tools sometimes. I'm really interested to see how Sojour holds up, and so far I've loved using it. And I actually created this module and released it with the permission of Alan Barr and Alex T for free on Black Oath Entertainment's Discord. So if you like this and you like the setup, check out Black Oath Entertainment's Discord channel, and you can get a portion of this module. I don't have all of the tables and copyrighted information for obvious reasons, but you can get it and play this yourself. So one more caveat, and that is although I've read a fair bit about the rules of Under Ashen Skies, and I'm sure I'll be missing some things, but it is dark. And because there's a lot of tables with information that is you discover along the way, there are going to be spoilers. And also, I have no idea what the content is in terms of what you're going to discover, but it is horror discovery. So be warned if you are triggered at all by dark and depressing things, and uh, pretty much anything you can think of in a dystopian horror survival world, then you might want to consider watching something else. But because unfortunately, I can't tell you what we're going to run into, but I'm looking forward to it. So quickly, Under Ashen Skies, again, Black Oath Entertainment. I will drop a link. Actually, I think I already did in chat. So if you like this game and are interested, check it out. And he's got a number of games, including Carnithalis, which I play quite a bit, which I really like. He's launched some new games recently. Very prolific author. So, all right, enough of that. Let's get into character creation. I have other Sojour setup videos, so I'm not going to go too much into it unless somebody pops in chat and I see the question. I can answer questions, but otherwise, I'm just going to get into the character creation and gameplay, and we'll see how long we go and see how this works. So let's hop into my character creation. I have it up, hopefully. Yep, I do. All right, so we're going to start here. Let me pull that up here just a bit. And so attributes are pretty similar to what you would expect if you've played in any other TTRPG. Strength, dexterity, constitution, will, intelligence, charisma. Very, very standard tropes, right? So we're not going to worry about that. You do start, if you can see my cursor up here, all attributes start at 10. So we don't have to worry about that now. If and when we do level up, which probably won't be for a few sessions, then we can look at that later. You're gonna have attribute tests, rolling a d20. We'll get into all that. Fate points. I think I already have this on my starting character sheet, but I like this concept. And what it allows you to do is spend a fate point to do a reroll. And when you're in a solo RPG and you have a strong ability that, or a strong there's a strong chance, excuse me, that you could die and probably will die. It's good to have some rerolls. All right, we start with 10 points of stamina, trauma, and I think all of these are already set on my character sheet, so we'll pull that up in a second. So, all right, this is where we're going to start, and I need to decide how to spend my skill points. So I'm looking at this right now. You get 50 points to distribute as you wish, with no more than 10 points in any one skill. They also kind of give you an array. I think I'll do that, just make it easier on myself. I'll just kind of use the array that foots to 50 points. So let me see if I can pull up my character sheet and leave this up as well. So this is a character sheet in Sojour. I'm gonna see if I can do the little split screen here. And just while we're doing character creation, oh, excuse me. So we'll do this and we'll move it over here. And then maybe I can just move this a little bit so that we can kind of do this together. The nice thing is you can pull these windows off screen, which is really, really handy. All right, so let's just start here. So here's my strength, dex, con, will, intelligence, level 1. All that is good. I've already got my fate point, stamina. Great. So now let's get into my skills. So this is challenging. This tells you a little bit about each crafting. There is a home base that is your apartment, and you can go back. And again, this is a long-term like campaign type solo game, so you can continue to go back to your apartment and craft items. I'm not going to worry about that yet. First aid, I think, is important because once per room, if I remember this, after going through all the challenges, you can elect to make a first aid check. And I think you have to have, medical supplies, and it removes 1 wound. The importance of that, if I can scroll to the right of my character sheet, is you only have a max of 3 wounds. So this isn't like a big hit point type game. You have 3 wounds. So pretty important to be able to get first aid. So I might do that at like an 8 or a 7. I don't want to spend my 10 point on that. I think I tend to do this with my characters, but I think what I'll do, I'm going to scroll down here at the bottom. Sneaking is really important. So I'll cover that when we get into the game, but I'm just going to start with 10 points of sneaking. Let's do that. So that means if I roll a d20, I can add 10 points to it. So hold on just 1 second. Apologies. I need to just handle this for 1 quick second. And then I will be with you. So, what do we want to do next? I do think, like I said, I think first aid I want to handle here. So let's do melee combat. I'm not going to worry about range. Melee combat's important. Resolve is about the psychological trauma. God, there's so many. Let's just pick a few. This probably, it is what it is. I don't want to spend all my time on this. So I'm going to give myself melee combat. Let's do a 7. So I did 1 7. Let's do 1 more 7, and then we'll do 2 8 7. I don't want to forget about resolve, so I'm going to do 7 in resolve. Scavenging, I think, is important. I'm going to do first aid of 8. Lockpicking, not as worried about that. Perception, Scavenge, I feel like I didn't do anything in that last time, and that really cost me when I tried like 1 playthrough of this. And we're going to do scavenging. I'm going to do 8 on scavenge. So that's 2 8s, 2 7s. Now I got 2 5s left. I'm not going to worry about crafting yet. I think perception is important. You can interact with NPCs. So I guess, do I do a 5 in either crafting probably, or maybe persuasion? I'm going to play the long-term game again a bit and say, well, I've never been a big crafter. I'm gonna do lock picking. I might regret this, but I think that's it. So we got 2 5s, 2 7, 2 8s, and a 10. All right. So we've got that, and I think let's hide this sheet for a second. Make this back to big full screen. All right. And I think that might be it, other than we go to, I think, equipment. But I think the equipment is pretty well set. I believe we get to roll on something. So let's see if I have it. Character creation. Yeah, I did put them in here. Starting gear. So every character who wakes up in Riverside gets a bundle of starting gear. I know I have most of this on my character sheet, but I don't think I have the random melee weapon. So let's go back to my character sheet, and I'm going to put this how I'm going to want it for the game. And let's see. Let's scroll down. Weapons. I don't think I have the weapon yet because you roll for that. I have everything else. So let's go into Sojourn now, and I should have. Let's look at the tables. And sometimes I'll roll in Sojourn. Sometimes I'm going to use 3D dice. So let's look, see if I have the weapons table in here. Here are my tables. weapons. Actually, you know what's even better? Let's do this so I'm not fumbling around. We're going to go back to character creation. And I think if I open the rule book, I should be able to find, look for it, random weapon. Ranged instruments of harm, that's what it's called. All right, so we're going to get a random weapon here. Why is that not? There we go. All right, so let's do this. So it's a D86. So I'm going to go into my 3D dice just because I think that's going to be more fun. So I'm going to do an 8 and a 6, I believe, and let's roll, see how this works. So that is a 4 and a 3, so that is a 43. So that is a broken shelf. You know what? I'm going to give myself a little more. I don't. It's on this table. I'm going to give myself another roll there. A broken shelf seems a little. I'm already cheating, but that's all right. Let's try one more. What is that? A 71. A wrench. That's good. I like that. So we'll do a wrench, which is a dazed +1 effect. So let's go back to my character sheet. And we'll say wrench. That'll be in the right. I think you have your hands in here. So we'll say that's a wrench in my right hand. And if I scroll down here into weapons, we'll say wrench. I'm a dazed +1. I don't remember how small works, but we'll just kind of have all that in there. So I think that is honestly it. Let's go back and I'll hide the rule book, starting gear, slot, item size. I think that's it. I think we can now jump into the game. So I am going to, again, there will be spoilers for anyone just joining. So we are going to pull up the rule book and I'm going to read this only because I think it's pretty cool, but it is a little spoilery, but it's the beginning, kind of how you wake up, and it sets the stage. So I probably won't do this through every playthrough I do, but I want to do it here. So bear with me because it's a wall of text, but it gives you a good background of how we're starting. So here we go. All right. Hey, Alex, good to see you, man. Thanks for coming by. That's Alex from Black Oath Entertainment that just popped into the stream, who is the creator of Under Action Skies. All right, let me read this and then we'll jump into the game. So, pain. The first thing you remember is pain. Dull, slow, dragged out pain. The pain of loss, of death, of abandoned joys and found sorrows. The next thing you remember are stars. Bright, whirling, screaming stars. The lights of hope, of purpose, of faith. And then you remember the dark and the cold, biting, oppressive, smothering. The dark and cold of reality, of truth, of everything. And then you realize that's all you remember. You open your eyes and stare into the ceiling above. Confused, you sit up and look around. You find yourself in a fairly empty apartment. Some old furniture here and there, a book or two standing on a shelf at the back of the room. What is this place? Where are you? You get on your feet and you realize that you're wearing a white shirt, white pants, and white sneakers, but little else. You check your pockets and find nothing. Is this your place? Are these your clothes? For some reason, you don't remember anything. A wave of panic invades you as you realize that, in fact, you don't remember anything at all. You know your name, but nothing else. Were you involved in some kind of accident? Did you hit your head or pass out after a night of too much drinking? Do you even drink? Quite cold in here, so you decide to search around for a sweater and any clues. The place is dark and the light doesn't seem to be working. Oh well, you'll deal with that later. You can still see well enough. As a matter of fact, there's a flashlight lying on the table. You pick it up and take a closer look at the place. It's a tiny one-room apartment with a sofa bed, an old TV, it doesn't work, some shelves, a roomy closet, empty, and a filthy kitchen. Where's the toilet? Ah, yes, right beside the entrance, very classy. A single window with no apparent way of opening it is your only source of natural light. You approach it, hoping to see something that will jolt your memory. Outside, the view is pretty bleak, a desolate street with only a car or two parked on the sidewalk and not a person in sight. It must be almost night since you can't really see much, aside from the fact that it appears to be snowing. Overall, there's nothing that can help you know where you are, aside from some urban area or town. You seem to be several floors above street level, but there aren't any tall buildings around aside from the one you're in. Turning around, you decide to take a better look at your place. 2 steps, and you're in front of the only shelf. Maybe the books will give you some kind of clue. Grabbing one, you realize there's no title. As a matter of fact, once you open it, you see that all the pages are blank. You grab another book, the same. 5 books later, you are almost hyperventilating. All the books are blank. Who keeps blank books on a shelf? Are they props? Is this a movie set? Ah, yes, this must be some type of elaborate prank, or one of those escape rooms people seem to enjoy so much. Of course, someone out there is laughing at you right now. You start checking all the corners for cameras, the lamps, the shelf, everything. 15 minutes later, and out of breath, you've trashed the place and found nothing. As a wave of desperation washes all over you, you fall on your knees. What is going on? You ask yourself out loud, hitting your head. At the moment, at that moment, you hear a scraping noise come from the entrance of the apartment. Looking up, you see a piece of paper being pushed under the door and hear quick steps outside. Standing up as fast as you can, you get to the door and open it. There's no one there, only a dark and filthy hallway full of boxes and other garbage. With a shiver, you close the door and pick up the note that was slipped under it. Find the others. And that's how we will start Under Ashen Skies. So, all right. So we are I'm going to pull up and we'll see how this works. There's a few tools that come with Under Ashen Skies. One is what's called a resource for lost souls. And I don't remember if Alex created this. He can pipe in if he did, or if this was fan created. And I've done some flowcharts and other things, but let's just start here. So the first thing we do is choose a role on a site. You always start in the apartment block, so we're starting there. Travel to the site. We don't have to do that because we wake up in our apartment. So the first thing we need to do here, we're going to roll a D12. And, oh God, oh my God. So we get a 12. So that is the site's cold factor. And that is not a good start to this game. It is and it isn't. So let me journal that. So let me go into Sojour, and I am going to go into session 1, and we're going to say apartment awaken. I won't worry about all the spelling for now. I will. Awaken in apartment cold factor of 12. All right, I need to look up temperature for a second because that is really going to be important and it's going to cost me. Let's see if it's in, I don't remember if it's in this one. Take a quick look. Nope, temperature is not there, so we will open the rulebook. Go back to my assets and look for the rulebook, which I have up here. And then, yeah, I'll be looking around to fit. Oh, I must have spelled it wrong. Temperature. There we go. Let's look at this. And the nice thing is you can hyperlink to it. Okay. So it's randomly determined by rolling a d12, which we did. So the slight factor is 12. So for each 2 points of difference between a character's warmth and a site's cold factor, you get a -1 to all skill tests. So if that outright kills me, then we're not going to start with 12. But let's look at my character sheet for a moment. And it should tell me, I think I put in here all of my warmth. I have a jacket. Thought I had in here. Let's see if it's up here. Warmth, I show is 0, but we do get some warmth. So we have a jacket, jeans, boots. So let's look back, and carrying a torch will grant +1 warmth. Let's look at see if I can see clothing. We'll be jumping around a bit since this is my first playthrough, so apologies for having to pop around and look at some of this on the fly with you. Oh, here we go. All right. So jackets +5 warmth. That's great. Jeans +2. And boots. So that's 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so we're not doing as bad as I thought. We don't have a torch, which would give us more light, but it looks like we have 9 warmth. So let me note that on my character sheet. So, and I'll have to remember that because I think when I think I created this. I should have. Why is it not letting me? Oh, I think I know. Well, no, there we go. 9. All right. So we've got 9 warmth, so we're at 2. So that means -1 to all skill checks. I think what I'm going to do, and I'll learn what if this will work best over time, but I'm going to open Frank. Oh, yes, my guy's name is Frank Sloan. So I did do a check modifier that's just a general. So I'm just going to put a -1 there to remind me that all my checks now have -1 because I'm freezing cold in my apartment. All right. So we did that. We rolled the D12. Party level, we're at, we're just starting this adventure. We're at level 1, so there's nothing really we have to worry about with peril. So now we're going to roll a D6. If we roll a 6, I'm going to really laugh that we're starting this tough. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so that means that we can have up to 6 ambush encounters. Yeah, exactly. RIP, civilized scholar, absolutely. All right, so D6, and we've got a 6, so I'm going to go back again. I think I'll just do that on my character sheet. I just trying to figure out the best place to track all my information. For now, I'm going to say current ambushes 6. And that'll come into play. I don't think it comes into play in the very beginning, but it will. So now we're going to explore the site. So let's go. Emotions are more of an advanced aspect of the game mechanic. So I'm not going to worry about emotions during my playthrough. And I'm going to start a little bit of music. And if it gets too loud, we can turn that down just a bit. But it should start in a moment. All right, so let's go down and we'll do exploration. So I'm going to pull up my map. Let me close some of this down. When we're going to say I start in the apartment block and see if it'll let me. Oh, you know what? I think I need to hide these when I'm looking at the map, which is fine. Turn that down just a little more. I want a little bit of background ambiance music. And if the sound gets too off, let me know. So this is the map of Riverside the apartment block. So this is level 2. So I'm going to bring my token in. I'm going to say I kind of had an apartment. I'm going to say this is my apartment for now. So this is Frank in his apartment. And we're also going to put a token in. I have campaign assets. So I'm just going to use these as I clear rooms. I've just created a bunch of these. We'll see how far we get today. But I just said Frank's apartment. So as we get more things, we can add information in here. So what is Frank going to do? Frank is going to go outside. He's freezing cold. He's armed with a wrench. And he's going to start exploring the hospital or the apartment block. So let's just go straight across the hall to begin with. So what happens? He goes across the hall and close the window. And if you're without a light source, so we have a flashlight. So we're going to use our flashlight. But we are going to be cautious. Okay. So I want to make sure I keep track of this. I think for the most part, I'll do it on the character sheet. There's a nice handy time tracker here. And I put this in here, but Alex did note that you only have to go through torches and batteries once every cycle on your time track. So I'm going to do that at the very end. So we have our battery, we've got our flashlight, so we're good there. But we need to move forward one on the time track because we are deciding to be cautious. And I think for the most part, I'm going to be cautious. So I'm going to roll that when it becomes relevant. So I'll get to that in a minute. So now let's look. I open the door and I take a look. What are the room features that we run into? So let me pull up the apartment room features. And the other thing, actually, sorry, there's a lot of information here. It's not as relevant here. It's going to be a little hard for you to read. So let me see if I can bold that. Take off the italics and maybe put that in black for a moment. Okay. So every day of the week is overseen by what's called a proto-genoa. And Monday, which is when you start, is overseen by the Morai. And the Morai control the thread of fate of every mortal life from birth to death. They watch that all fate laws affecting an individual remain in place so that fate can take its course without obstruction. Normally, you would roll for an effect, but when you first wake up and you start the time track, you don't need to worry about that. It's neutral. So we're not going to worry about that for now, but we will have to worry about it when Tuesday comes. So I created this form fillable sheet here so that it's not really part of the game, but there is a D100 that you roll on for features. So I thought it'd be fun to just not roll duplicates. So we're going to start by rolling a D100 and check out the room features. So let's do that. As I get the wrong dice here, bear with me. There we go. And you can roll within Sojourn too. I just liked, why did that not? Oh no, that's right. Yep, I rolled a 60. All right, so let's scroll down to 60. Apologize for the scrolling here. All right, so a door with a push bar opens onto a garden roof. So, oh, interesting. So we're on the second level. So the vegetables appear to be doing well. You find a zucchini the size of a thigh, but its unnaturally thick rind is colored in shades of gray. Dissect it and find foul-smelling mush. So, okay, so we find a little something interesting. So for now, let's go over to see how this is going to play. Kind of learn the best, I think, approach to have too many windows open. There we go. So what I'd like to do is maybe just something basic in the apartment block here. So let's see if I can scroll down. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to say he's in here. Oh, somebody rolled dice. Yep, I forgot that I have that active. So, all right. So we will put in, this is going to be room 1. So for now, I think I'll just do, I think I already put a note in here. I'm just going to say roof garden with decaying, or it's not decaying, with vegetables. All right, so we'll just so I can remember that. So we can close that. I don't think I need to save it. That should save. So let's go back to our guide. Now we roll on room contents. All right, so let's get back to our room contents. I don't think I have that up. Yep, so let's go over here in my documents. I did the same thing for room contents. I made it form fillable just so I can kind of play around with this. So this is really important. Let's roll a D10. And remember, I said I'm stealthy. So we're going to roll a D10. Why is that? Roll a real D10, not a D100 or a 10 stack. 4. So we start with an event. Oh, no, it's all good. Don't worry about it. It's my fault for leaving the dice roll active. Event. Okay. So now we get to go to an event. And that should be a separate table here. And it might even be in here. Let's see. If not, I'll go back to it. Yeah, let's go to the events. And I don't think that should just be in my, hopefully, in my documents. Events. Well, let's see if I can just roll on the table. I believe that I should have events as a table here. Come on, where are my events? Let's go back to the rulebook. When all else fails, you can definitely find your events here. So let me look at... Huh. I wonder why it looks like it's a little frozen. So let me close this and open it again. And maybe it's just possible that I had too many things open. So let's go back to my rulebook. Let's open that again and see if I have better success. I've got the rulebook. I'll have to talk to Rob, the creator of Sojourn, and see if there's something going on with the rulebook. But never fear, I do have the rulebook handy, so let's pull that up. I'll pull it off the screen so it doesn't look so jarring. So we're here, and we're going to pull up the rulebook. It is a little disappointing that it froze, but No worries. Here is my Under Ashen Skies optimized. Pull that up. All right. So now we're going to look at events. Come on. A lot of page flipping to start, but we'll get there. And next time I will be a lot more ready. Come on. Friend, temperature, peril. Events, I think, are just common, meaning, all right, we're getting there. Event. Here we go. All right. Event D66. Yay, we got there. So let's do this. Let us just roll again. D66. So I've got two D6s, I think. We'll just go with the first one, obviously being the first. And that is a 62. So that's down here. So a 62. Let me read this for you. So the room seems to stretch and warp in your field of vision, making it hard to keep your feet. You feel destabilized and like nothing can help you find peace here. Move your emotional progress D3 to the left and gain an equal amount of trauma. All right, so let's do this. We'll say, I wonder if I can do this. I'm going to kind of copy that. I might keep this in the background and we will pull up our room. All right, we're going to pull up this room and I'm just going to kind of, I could put this in the journal, but for now, I'm just going to put it here. And what we're going to do for my buddy Frank, we're going to open up. Do I have trauma as one of the main? We'll open his character sheet. And we will give him trauma. The trauma, I think it's every 10 that make a difference. So we're going to add a trauma. And what else should we do? Because I'm not tracking the emotional matrix. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just say, let's, you know what? I'm just going to leave it at that. There's no reason to overly complicate this. This is my first real playthrough. So we'll leave it at that. All right. So we're going to go back to our guide. So we found the event, we found the room. So now we can search the room. If we do, though, it adds one to the time track. But I do think it's going to be important to do a scavenging roll. So I'm going to go again to, I think it's under scavenging. Scavenge. And I think, let's just go to page 121. I know that's what it said. So and that's the character portrait I used. Let's go all the way down to 121. And because I don't have hardly anything, so I think it's going to be important to find whatever I can as I look at these rooms. So that's what we're going to do. And we are going to have to move one on the time track, but we make a scavenged skill check, which my scavenge, I believe I put at 7. Did I do that one at 7? Scavenge 8. All right. So let's do our scavenge roll with a D20. 7 plus 8 is 15. And if I remember right, 15. I think we always need a 20, I believe. And so I think we failed. Look at that one more time, but I think it's always a 20. Let's look at that dice. Yeah, 20 or more. So, okay. So I did not pass the scavenge check. And again, I'll get quicker at this next session, but we do need to go to our character sheet. And because I did look, we've got to move one more on the time track. And we are, yeah. And then we searched the room. So yeah, we did that. Each 3 rooms explored, we have to move forward as well. So I think that's something I should keep track of on Frank. So I think I'm going to do that. And I'm going to say, just in the notes section, so current ambushes, current rooms searched. And I'm going to say 1 for now, just so I can remember that. And hopefully I won't forget to move it forward. Actually, did that save? Check again, see if that saved. Nope. So we'll say current rooms searched. 1. So we have 2 more before we have to move forward on the time track. So I think, so that's it. I'm going to say that Frank, I know he's scared, so he does have his wrench out in his right hand and he has his flashlight in his left. So we're going to, the one thing Alex had said is that it's kind of important because of the way the time tracking works and site exploration. You kind of want to treat, I think, a lot of these individual blocks as rooms, but it's not specifically called out. So we're going to just go in here and we're going to say down in this left corner, this is a room. So we're going to go back and we're going to be cautious again. Okay. So I haven't rolled because it just, it doesn't really matter until you actually get in and, what am I trying to say? Yeah. Until you face an enemy. I was just thinking something that I forgot to subtract my 1 because I'm cold. So I have to remember that, but I failed anyway. So, all right. And oh God, for each, I have a light source, so I'm good. So, okay, I'm cautious. Move forward 1 on the time track. Let's do that. And let's get quicker at this. So now we're going to roll on room features. So let's go back. I think I'm going to do, no, actually that I do have that. So we're going to go on room features again, and I should have that. Apartment room features. So let's pull this back up so you can see it. And we are going to roll on our D100. $49. So what happens? He's scared, like he's opening, like he's fumbling with his flashlight. He's got his wrench in his hand. And he looks in this and he says, and he finds this apartment doesn't like the way you're snooping around. That's interesting description. You first noticed it when the hanging light tilted slowly away from you as you entered. Let's see. The furniture recoils as you approach, and the hallways seem to lengthen as you walk down. That's a little disturbing. So everything is trying to kind of get away from me as I look in this room. It's just kind of recoiling. So let's do this for a moment. I'm going to say 2. Everything in the apartment recoils from me, even the lights. So I don't think I have to save, do I? Maybe I do. Make sure I save that. All right. And so he's kind of in here. He's looking around. But now we need to roll on the room's contents. So let's go back to contents. And we're going to roll a D100. $69. All right. So I haven't done that manual. Oh, that's spread over a table. You find some notes and diagrams describing how to improvise tools. Roll on the manuals table. It's so funny. I've only played this game like twice, and I think I've rolled this both times. I believe Alex mentioned that's a typo. I don't think there is actually a manuals table. So let me look, trying to remember what table that might be. Injuries, memories, more. I think it's basically some type of. Yeah, I'm almost sure it's like it's like a scavenging type thing, and you know what? Just to keep the game rolling, and so I don't lose like any creepiness that we're getting in here, I'm just going to roll on the crafting and supplies table, and if that's wrong, it's not a big deal. Do that, or maybe it's that. crafting and supplies. I want to crafting roll. Oh, scavenging table. That's what I want to do. We're just going to roll on the scavenging table. All right. So we're going to start with, I think we're going to roll on scavenged items because it was more likely it'll be some type of crafting. So we'll just do that. And again, Alex can clean that up if it's wrong. 15. D4 upkeep. So I think, so we'll roll a D4 so we know what that is. So 1 upkeep. So what that does is if you have things like a gun or a weapon or something in the future, then upkeep is just like a generic term for what you need to do to keep those things going. So let us go back to, I think I'll just put it not in memories. Is there another general? Flipping around here. We're going to put it in the backpack for now. And we'll just say 1 upkeep. All right. Let me make sure I'm saving this because I think if I don't, I'll be really upset. All right. So we did room features, room contents, and we still need to roll. Oh, I rolled on the contents. I'm an idiot. So what I should have done is, did I roll straight on? What did I do? Now I'm getting myself confused. Let's look at this. Room contents. That's what I did wrong. So scratch what I just said. Let's roll this and see what we come up with. We're gonna roll a D10. 6, an event. So that I would have rolled that as a, you know what? Let's just roll with it. We'll do that as one more just event that we came up with. And rather than go back and strike that, that's what he found. We'll get better at this. So that's good. He did another event. And I am not going to search this one because I don't want to go further on the time track. However, yeah. So I think that's it for that room. So let's leave that for now, and then I'm going to go through in this top and do one other room. So that's actually my second room searched. So let us open Frank. And again, it's going to take me a little bit, but I'm going to get better. Now rooms, I've only searched one room though. Well, I think that's room cleared, rooms cleared, not searched, because searched automatically moves you forward. So every 3 rooms cleared, you have to move forward on the time track. So, all right. So let's go to the next room and let's go cache it. Keep closing the program completely. So we're being cautious. So we have to move forward on the time track. So we're being cautious. So we're going to move forward here. And we're getting closer to 1 full cycle, but it takes, if I remember right, 10 full cycles to change to the next weekday, I believe. All right, so we're cautious. Now we're going to roll on the room features. So that one I am doing correctly. So we're going to roll on the room features. Go back to my assets, documents, and room features, but just have to be careful on the room contents to make sure that we do a different roll first. Let's go to the very top, do a D100s. Frank's. All right, 34. So I do not think we've seen 34 yet. Good. This apartment's beds are occupied. Oh, whoa. You call out and approach, but the shapes beneath the blankets look wrong. Removing the blankets revealed the bodies have been stripped of flesh from the neck down, leaving only the head and its bones carefully posed in sleeping positions. What kind of bullshit? Wow. So like you see these people, or it looks like people, and their heads and they look normal, but they're stripped of flesh from the neck down. So they're literally just bones on from the bottom of the neck down. Okay. That just took a turn. Love it. Oh, jeez. Go back. Come on. I want to go back to my apartment block. All right. So we'll move this here, and we're going to call this room 3. And we're going to open the description and say room with bodies stripped of flesh from neck down. Lovely. And let's make sure we save it. Yeah, I think, what is that? Port and not save. So, okay. All right, but now we're going to do this the right way, which is not rolling directly on the room contents. Now we have to roll and see what we get. So let's do that. Jeez, man, one of these days I'll get this right. So D10. 2. Discovery. So that's cool. So we've done events. So we have a discovery. And yeah, let's look up the discovery. I don't know if the tables are in here. Let's look. Yeah, I think so. Okay. All right. So we'll go back. So let's go to discovery. And I think I have that as just, I don't know if I created a document template for that, but I think discoveries are, I don't see it. So let's find it in here. I'm going to go back to the very top and then look for discovery. I might not have pulled that one up. Okay, here we go. Room contents. Oh, it is. So I guess that is what I've been doing. So it is in the room contents. What is, I've been rolling wrong for the events. That's a D100 for the discovery. Okay. No, it looks like I've done this right, I think. Let's just keep going with it. So discovery is on the room contents table. So let's go back and find my room contents. Here's my room contents, and there's discovery. Okay. So far I've only done the one discovery. All right, I think we're okay. I screwed something up. It's all right. D100. Do that. 81. TV program. An old horror TV program you remembered from a childhood is playing on an antique static-filled set. Screams echo with tinny reverberations, and as you turn it off, the sounds continue. Oh, well, that's great. You rush and unplug it, but the screams continue. You gain D3 trauma, but an amount of Neme equal to 10 times the trauma gained. So this just freaks the hell out of me, but it also gives me Neme, which in this game is your experience. So let me make a quick note of that. And actually, I wonder if I can do it. I'm going to pull up. Yeah, this is going to be easier for me to use this. And what I'm going to do is copy this. And I just want to have notes of this so I remember next session. Sometimes it takes me too long to get back to a game, and it's easy to forget what's happened. So, all right. So TV program, we've done that, and we're going to open the room description, and I'm going to go ahead and some of this I can, like I said, clean up later. So let's roll a D6 for our, and I'll just make it a D3. So one, it's obvious, so that's a 1. So I gain 1 trauma and 10 Neme. Let's make sure I save that. Let's go back to my character sheet. And I'm going to give myself, so now I have 2 trauma, but I do have 10 Neme, which is great. So at least I started. All right. So let's go back on my guide. So remember, so I was cautious. I already did that. And I don't know, should I search the room? Yeah, let me go ahead and search the room. So I've got an 8 on my scavenging, but I have a -1 because I'm freezing my butt off. So I'm going to roll a D20. And I don't know if I can do a plus in this. Oh, yeah, I can. So I'm going to do a +7. So we're going to roll a D20 +7 for my scavenging. So 16. So +7 is 23. So that's awesome. So I am able to find something here. as I scavenge. And before I forget, let me put this down and let me go back to my character sheet. And I am going to move forward the time track because I did search. And actually, I wonder if so I don't forget, this is my third room I've cleared. So I'm going to go ahead and move that up there one. So now I'm done with, so I've explored 3 rooms. I searched a room. So I'm almost through a complete cycle, but not yet. So let's go back to my scavenging table. And I don't remember if it's in the documents. Yeah, I'm just going to pull it up in my PDF. This is going to be a good way to, and maybe I'll bookmark these better next time and not make it to where you have to search around or you have to see me flipping around. So where is I want to make this bigger. Selection, view. I want to make it across. Come on. I want to make it size of the pane. That's all right. We'll just do it like this. Easy enough. So we're going to roll 2d6. So let's roll our 2d6. So that is a straight up 6. And that's 1 time scavenged item. Roll on the scavenged items table. So we're going to roll over there a d20. 16. So d4 rations. Okay, that's pretty good because you do need rations. 1, of course. All right, but that's all right. Found a ration. So we'll go back to my character sheet. And I think it tells you, yeah, you consume a ration at the end. So it's good. We're about to consume a ration. We had 5. We're going to get to 6. And again, make sure I get in the habit of saving my character sheet. All right, so we've cleared that out and we're done with that room. So we're going to go back up to Frank. I think I need to, I don't think I can do it from here. Oh, I can open the character sheet, but I want to edit him. Let's put him down here and we're going to say, I think the ambushes happened at the beginning of the round, so I'll have to look at that. We've cleared 3, so now I'm going to go back to clearing 0. And I'm going to say this one isn't a room for now. Maybe I'll make it a room later. So he's going to come out and he is going to head up the hall. He found some weird, crazy crap there. So he's going to go into the main section of the room here. So this is going to be room 4 that he's going into. And let's see what he finds. Go back to the guide. And we're getting better. Let's see, when is the ambush? When do you look for ambushes? I think it's as you start a new round. Let me look at, well, we don't have to worry about it yet. So we'll worry about that when it gets to the start of the next section, I think, of the time track. I might have to look at time after this. So, all right. So we're with light. So we do have a light source for good. So we are cautious. So we're going to go back to our character sheet and we are going to the end of our time tracker. So let's consume the ration. And that means I go down to 5 rations. Okay. And we are going to say that we have to, I think I'll just say as soon as we'll consume a ration on the last one and then the start of the new time track, we'll say we have to change battery light torch. So we don't have to do that yet. All right. So he goes into this room. We're going to roll on the room features. And roll on the room features. Where are my room features? Come on. Oh, there we go. Apartment room features. And find that section here. And let's roll his D100. Oh shit, 99. I kind of have a feeling that's going to be bad. Don't know. Because I have not read these. I've tried hard not to read these. So am I in the room features? I am. Oh god, 99. The floor, table, and counters of this apartment are partitioned into squares by white masking tape. Within each square, a different electronic device has been carefully disassembled. In each square, an identical piece of hardware has been extricated from its machine. Huh. Interesting. Not what I expected. I was a little freaked out that it might be super bad. So let's go here and let's see if I can quickly. I'm going to look for apartment. Probably don't necessarily need to write this down, but their memories. Yeah, maybe I'll just say let's not get hung up on that. I wish I could not have to close every one of these windows to get back to the map. I'm gonna have to mention that. So we're gonna open the description here and we're gonna say strange equipment all over the floor with one identical piece removed. All right, save that. I might not have saved all of these. So then we're going to go back and room contents. So let's roll on our contents again. And here's the table up here. So we're going to roll a D10. Oh, why does it, I'm going to have to move that so I don't do that every time. 1. God, it's discovery. I'm not rolling any encounters yet. The room contents, it's a discovery. So, all right. So let's go back to room contents here. I think I have that up. Yep, I did. So I want to save, make sure. Does it let me save this? I guess because it's a template, I should have copied it. I'll remember that later, but for now, we'll just use it. So it's a discovery. So we roll a D100. 31. So you come across a puzzle. Oh man, this might take us down here. I've never had a puzzle. I don't know anything about the puzzle rules. So let us open up puzzles and we'll figure this out together. Hope it's not too complicated. It should be fun. Rules on page 93. Puzzles. All right. Let's read this together. Occasionally you'll come across a unique type of discovery puzzles. These random puzzles are often used as a lock blocking access to information. Player has intelligence divided by 2. So I have a 10. So I have five tries rounding up to solve a puzzle. When you encounter a puzzle, follow these simple steps to solve it. Determine the puzzle's level by rolling on the puzzle level table. So let's do that first. We'll roll a D6. A 1. Yes. So I think that's good. Roll a puzzle level D6. For P plus 1 means you roll your peril level plus 1. So we're just straight up 1. Peril level. The number of obtained becomes a target. So we just need to get a 1. I believe our peril level is 1. You must, well, is that right? Peril level, I think. Let's do peril just to make sure. Yeah, so peril level's 1. Sorry. Now I'm going to have to find that again, but just wanted to make absolutely sure. All right, we're back. So, okay, so peril level is 1. You must then roll d6 dice one by one until you reach the precise target number. This is done by adding or subtracting from each roll. Example, John comes across a puzzle and they decide to solve it. I want to solve it. Level is 3, which is peril level 1 plus 2. Okay, got it. They take 3 dice and roll, resulting in 11. John has an intelligence of 13. Which means they have 7 tries. The first roll is a 1, so he rolls again 2, which is added to the previous 1 is 3. Total's now 9, so they're so close. They overshot to 13. The next roll must be subtracted. Wow, this is a little... So, okay. So the puzzle level is 1. So I take... Read this again. You must then roll d6 dice one by one until you receive the price. The puzzle level is 3, which is 1 plus 2. So he takes 3 dice. So in my case, I take 1 die, I think, and roll, resulting in 11. John has an intelligence of 3, so I get 5 tries. So I think I just So that's the target number to obtain. So why is he rolling 3 dice? I'm confused. Why does he take 3 dice? Because the level is 3? The first roll is a 1. I don't think it's 3 dice. I think you just roll a die one by one. Let's do that. So I'm going to roll my d6, 2. So that's 1 try. So then I think I have to subtract it, and I'm trying to get to the right number. So I roll again. I doubt you can go under 0, right? So 3. So that would be a -1. So I think that's a 0. So I think I'm back to 0. Now I'm going to roll it again. A 5. So that's 3 tries. So now I think I need to get a 4 to get right out of 1. I don't know if I'm doing this right, but I'll figure it out later. So 5, I'm back to 0. So now I have to get a 1 to solve this, I think. Nope, I did not solve it. So I don't know if there's another puzzle. Yeah, I don't think there's any other. It doesn't say what happens if I don't solve the puzzle. So all right. So I tried, gave it my best shot. I cannot figure this thing. So okay. So we're done with that. And we are gonna go to my character sheet. And the question, I guess, is, do we search the room? So let's go back here, and I came in here, and I am going to open the description and say, discovered a puzzle, but could not solve it. So it doesn't, don't know if that moves. Let's look at my time track features for a second. I think I have a document on this. Tracking time. Using stealth, each 3 rooms, searching a room, exploring a site. I don't see anything about puzzles. Full time track is complete. It is called a cycle. But I don't think, oh, maybe that is a full cycle is a day. Is it a day? No, I think each 10 cycles equals a day. Okay, good. We're good there. So, okay. So now we're going to be in the room. Should we search the room? God, this. I think. You know what? We are going to search the room. So he does get his D20 plus 7. So let's do that. D20. And I'll do a plus 7 because it's usually 8, but he's cold. They're 20. 20 or higher, so I do find something. So let's go back to scavenge. And I think oh, I must have gone too far. Yeah, here we go. All right. Let's get out of that. Let's roll his 2d6 because I was successful. And that is a 9, 1 times medical supply. Okay, good. So he does get 1 more medical supply, which could come in handy. So let's do 2 medical supplies. And let us go. We got to go forward on the time track. So let's do this. We're going to add a cycle here. Go here. So now we've kind of complete cycle. We've got to use a battery, unfortunately. I'm going to say, I don't know if this is right, but I'm going to say for now that the flashlight had batteries in it. So we use that battery and we have 2 left. So I'm going to make this 1 saying that, we're using one of them. Oh, I'm going to do that. So we're going to take this down to 1 battery. So I've got a battery now, so I'm okay. So let's save that. And then I need to go look at ambush because I don't want to forget about the ambush encounters. So let's go to our rule book. And I just want to look up ambush because I have up to 6 ambush encounters, which is not good. But let's go to that. Okay. So maximum numbers you can face, say at the start of each new cycle. That's what I thought. Let's roll a d10. So let's roll a d10. A 4. Okay. A 1 or a 2 means you're ambushed. So we are not ambushed. We're good. So we can take that out of our mind and not worry about that. So Frank, kind of shaking a little bit. He's still shivering in the cold. He's going to go up to this room up here, and we are going to check it out. So let's go to the... So we're going to be cautious. We're always cautious, even though it haven't really needed to yet. The minute I'm not, it will become a problem. So let's go back, and we're going to move forward because we're doing the stealth thing. So we're going to move there and be stealthy-like. And we're going to open the room features. Yep. Room features first, and then we'll do content if needed. So D100. $57. Is that one we've experienced yet? No. You would not have expected an apartment stairwell to be decorated with a beautiful stained glass window, but here it is. Probably this will not be the most surprising thing you see today. So I'm going to twist that up a little bit because we're inside an apartment. I'm just going to say there's a beautiful stained glass window that is on the kind of the wall to the outside of the apartment. So we won't say that it's a stairwell. So let's make this 5, room 5. And we're going to open the description and say window with beautiful stained glass. All right. All right. So now we are going to go back to our guide, and we're going to roll on the room contents. See if we roll an encounter this time. No, my God, I keep rolling events. I did this before too, right? I want to make sure. Yeah, that's just the encounter reaction. I'm doing it right. So we roll on the events table again. So we keep discovering things, which I think is cool. So room contents, I already did that. So I'm on events again, D66. Roll a D66, getting a little quicker with this now. 35, which is this. You feel it. Oh no. Oh God. It's getting closer. +5. Nemesis track progress. You may be asking, what is your nemesis? Your nemesis is a doppelganger duplicate of you. And that is not good because it has all... I don't really understand how this works, but it has all the same stats you have. And literally everything is the same as you. It acts first, though, and somehow you're supposed to kill it. So, I keep forgetting this investigation track. So let's do apartment, block. And so you move forward on the investigation track, and you're moving forward to try to basically find the boss monster like you would in a dungeon. But the boss monster here is called the Make, and they preside over each of these locations within Riverside. So each time we clear a room, so I think we've cleared 5 rooms, or maybe I'm on my 5th. I have that. Yeah, I'm on my 5th now, but we'll just say 5. And then solve a puzzle. We did not solve a puzzle. But here's my nemesis track. We've not completed an exploration track. We haven't died yet, and we probably will. Failing a task. Failing a task. Well, but a task, I think, is something specific with an NPC or a dramatis personae. So let's hold off on that. But events. So this told me that it's getting closer, so I need to tick off 5. I don't know what I put here. Nemesis. First time? I don't know. No, all right. But hopefully that does that. So, all right. So that was the... What did we just do? We just did... That was a room feature, right? Is that right? Room contents. No, that was a contents. That was an event. So we did that in the event. So I think I've got to keep scavenging, right? Like I got to find stuff. So let's go ahead and roll a D20 +7. I know it's like advancing me, and I don't know if that's going to be a bad thing later. 6. I didn't find anything, but unfortunately that does move me forward on the time track. All right. All right, so now Frank's going to go down here to the bottom room, and he's going to be cautious. Always cautious. So let's move him down here, and let's go ahead and roll on the room features table. I'm getting a little bit to where I remember this. Let's roll on room features, which is a D100. 89. Oh, I feel like we had that. Did we? Nope. You enter an apartment and begin looking around when you hear a buzzing from a wall-mounted panel near the door. This apartment is being buzzed from the lobby. You press the answer button, but don't hear a voice on the other end. On the other end of the line is a distant barking, gentle winds, and just the slightest sound of breathing. All right. Interesting. So I'm just going to say it's weird that you'd have an apartment buzzer in a back room, but whatever. Maybe it's a separate apartment. So we all will pull that down here, and we're going to open the description and say small apartment with buzzer to lobby, hear outside sounds and soft breathing. All right. Got that. And now we are going to roll, and we did all that. We did that. Now we're going to roll on the room contents, D10. Ooh, so close. Event again. All right, let's keep at it with the events for now. So we're going to go to the apartment events, D100. Wait, I did that right. Wait. Hold, please. I'm doing that wrong. Hold on. So it should be, did I do features of this apartment yet? Did I do features? Okay, that was the feature, so that was right. But now what I need to look at is not the features table. I need to go to the room contents table. Okay. And I got an event. So, okay, I cleared it out. So let's do a D100 again. Events 28. Roll on the crafting ingredients table. Okay. So let's look for over here. I think it's towards the bottom. Crafting ingredients. Crafting roll. Where is the crafting ingredients? Let's look. Crafting ingredients. Where is my crafting ingredients? Where is the crafting ingredients table? Well, let's go back and look at scavenge. So he said crafting ingredients. So crafting, well, it said roll on the crafting ingredients. I think that's scavenged items. I don't see a crafting ingredient. So let's just do that for now. Won't break the game. And that's a 12, which is a flare. Interesting. I don't know what that gives us, but we're going to add that to our sheet for now. We're going to put that in our pocket. No, we'll put it in our backpack. So we have, or maybe just in our sports bag flare. All right, save that. So that was just part of the room. So I'm not going to search this room. So let's make sure that, since I've forgotten a bit, that's okay. So we have done, how many rooms cleared? So we did 3, so now 4, 5. This is the 3rd. So actually, I'll reset this, and I'll make sure to move forward on the time track, right? Because every 3 rooms cleared. God, this time track is gonna be a pain. I think when we get to the top of this, I'll stop before we get into devouring, because I want to read more about the devouring, and we'll do that next time. So, okay, I think that's it there. So let's get Frank out of this section. and he's going to go across the hall, and we're going to go into this room. So I don't think there's anything I'm missing time-wise here. I think I'm getting the hang of it. So let's go back to my guide. All right, so we're cautious as always, and I don't think I moved it forward for being cautious. So let's go back to my character sheet and move forward for being cautious. Yeah, that definitely makes a difference. That's all right though. And what is this? How many here? Clear a room. Clear a room +2. Oh. Clear a room. So I've cleared 12 rooms, or I've cleared 6 rooms, so that's 12, right? I'll have to look at this one later, but I think that's right. So, all right, we're going into the next room, room 7. So we are going to roll on the room features. Features. Right, D100. Room features. What's he see? 89. I think I definitely rolled. So this is where you could just pick that again, but like I said, I kind of want to discover as much as I can. So we're going to re-roll that since I've already seen that. 77. An alcove holding a pair of silent vending machines. Shake it for an old soda if you don't mind making noise. I'm not shaking it. I don't want to attract anything. So let's just, we'll go back to our, I'm just going to say, let's just do this. Say room with a soda vending machine in the corner. Different, interesting, but hey, it doesn't break anything. Why not? So, all right. So we can go in here, and this may be the last room. I've got about an hour, so this will be an hour and a half. Let's see. But let us go to guide, and now we're going to do the room's contents. Roll. 7. Okay, I think this might be the end because this is an encounter. So let's get to encounters, and if you rolled an encounter and are cautious, roll a stealth check versus the NPC Phonos awareness. So let's figure out what we are encountering first. So we're going to roll on the encounter table, roll for a Phonoi encounter. So I think actually it's 1 through 7. Let's just do this. Could be an NPC. 10, it's an NPC. So this will be interesting because I've not really done an NPC yet either. So let's get down to NPCs and non-player characters. Okay. So now what type of NPC is this? Let's roll a D10 again. Oh, yes, that's awesome. So this is a dramatis personae. So think about this in like any, I don't know, TV show you watch or game. Like this is a random TTRPG you play. It's basically, you can get into a random NPC or like somebody that's really important. So these are obviously really important people. I probably didn't need to explain that to you. You probably got that. So let's look for dramatis personae. This is going to be cool because I've never encountered one before. Okay, let's find, there we go. Okay. So they're a unique type of NPC in Riverside. They have fixed personalities, so they basically follow a routine. They can be fought, they can be dodged, so let's find out who they are first. So, and this I think is, once you encounter, they'll go about their business. Okay, so how do we know? Oh, we know who we encounter because they're first sight. So let's figure out Bython. You know what? I can go back, I think. I'm getting excited. This is kind of a cool way to be the last thing on the stream today. So, all right. So let me go up to my characters, and I think I have the dramatis persona here. So Bython, where is he? I thought I put it in here. Governor's Palace. I don't want to read too much about these folks. Is Logan a dramatis personae, or is he Brooks High School? I think the yellow token ring is the dramatis personae. Garden. All right. So who do I find in the apartment? Nope. That's Tracker. Sarkia dramatis. Nope. All right. Now I'm not sure who it is. So Sophia, the Garden, Bython, Governor's Palace, Logan, Brooks High School, the three. So do I not? Is there? I feel like I'm missing someone. There's got to be. Oh, Sammy. It's just not on the right hand wheel here. So is Sammy the? I'm a little. So I guess. Yeah, it seems like you encounter. Yeah, in the garden. So let's just go through here, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Bython, Governor's Palace. Logan, Brooks High School. I haven't seen anybody in the apartment, specifically the three, University, Riverside Hospital. Sammy, and each site once. So I think we'll just say that. I think it's Sammy, yeah. So, all right, so Sammy, I don't know that I put her on because I don't remember seeing her. Let me look at this real quickly. Oh, yeah, I did. Awesome. Awesome. So let's get Sammy in here. Oh, I have to, let's see, I have to activate character. And now I have Sammy. Now I can put Sammy in here. All right. So I don't want to spoil anything. So let's go to, let's just look and try not to read. We'll just read it right here together. Sammy is a tall, thin woman with well-coiffed hair and elegant presentation. She's always holding a lit smoke in her hand, and the clothing she wears is fashionable, well-maintained, and expensive. She is sensual, approaching anyone who comes near her, and who isn't a horrible monster, with a sexuality that is intoxicating. So, okay. So she's only going to appear once. So let's just see what happens. So I'm going to put this in the journal. So I'm going to move that over for a second. And I do want to journal this. So I haven't journaled much here. So I'm going to do this and say, actually, you know what? We're going to do this. So this is Sammy speaking. And I kind of want to include this just as the text is, and so I don't forget it. So just learning Sojourner too, so great. Okay. Oh, I like the look of you. Did my mother send you? And I don't know, what would I say? I would say, I think I would just say, I don't know who your mother is. Like, no, I'm not sure who that is. So I'll say, so we'll say, still learning this, so we'll do this, and then we'll say, what? So I don't want, all right, so that's Sammy, so let's just get out of that. And is it not? Let's try this again. I'm just trying to learn the system with you, and I think I'm just doing it wrong. So now let's do, I think it's because of the quote. Let's do this and copy it that way. It's still not, somehow I just want it to end quote. There we go. I don't know what I did differently. I'll just say, no, I don't know your mother, end quote. Okay, and then what does Sammy say? I need to gather some resources for me. I figured out what is going on here, so let's put it down here. Clean this up just a bit. I need someone to gather some resources for me. I figured out what's going on here, but until I can confirm it, I can't really make a move. Well, what's, I think I'm going to... Why can't I close this? Because now it's not... Yeah, see, I get a little frustrated sometimes. I feel like I'm missing... Let's do this again, period, question mark. There we go. I'm going to say... Okay, what do you know and what is it you need me to gather? All right. So what is the task? So I don't want to put the reward. I don't want to know what the reward is, but here's the task. So we're going to say, we're just going to have her quote it and say, let's just see, I'll put this in the chat here. And so Sammy needs you to help her by finding one herb of each color. He needs these for an esoteric ritual he thinks will help you both escape this place. Once you do, she'll grant you the reward. So that's pretty cool. I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to help her. I want to keep that in the journal, and maybe I'll put that. I think I'm going to put that on his sheet because that's an important one. So I'm going to put under notes, current task from Sammy. Find one herb of each color. I don't really know what that means, but let's. Yeah, highlight that, and let's make sure that we do that. And so I think after that, will never appear again, though she will remain in the same site while she waits for you to complete one of the tasks she has. Okay, so she'll stay there. I'm going to keep her there, and yeah, we'll keep her there. And so what else have I done? So we did the Dramatis Personae. We found the room. That will be, I guess, the first room. I guess it's easy enough for me to know that. So once I get to 9 rooms, then we'll... So I think we'll leave her there. And let's just do maybe another room. I said I'm almost done, but let's just see. If I get to a combat, I might not take it. But let's do one more room. And we'll go up here. And we'll do assets. We'll do room 8. Yeah, and that's my last room. So perfect. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if I'll get into combat if I get there, because that might take a while. But I got excited after finding a Sammy. All right, so let's go to my guide again. And we're going to be cautious, as we always are, because that served us so well. Just kidding. And here's my character sheet. I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to save it so I don't forget. And we're going to roll on the room contents, which is a D10. An 8, an encounter. So let's see. I might get this set up. We'll see. Let's see how it goes. So we are on an encounter, and let's see the type of encounter. 6, Phonoi encounter. Okay. So now let's roll for a Phonoi encounter, and let's see. So I'm going to roll a stealth check versus the Phonoi's awareness. So I think I already said, yeah, it was a Phonoi. So let's find the Phonoi, and I might be able to. I might just roll. Well, you know what? I like rolling the 3D dice, even though you can roll all this right in Sozier. For the purpose of the stream, I like doing it here. So let us go to the Phonoi, and I'm going to find it over here. I think it just is a little bit easier. Like I said, I think I'll have a better handle of how to do this next time and make it easier for you. So yeah, let's start with the difficulty. Does it have the description? Yeah. Let's roll a D10 to determine the difficulty. So we're going to do that. And that's a 6, so it's advanced. You add 1 wound and 1 attack to the shown on the profile. So we'll do that. 1 wound and 1 attack. So you must then roll on the modifier table. So let's go, if it'll let me, can I go back here? And I want to say, why isn't it? I don't want italics, so can I just start and say room 8, Bonoi encounter. And what we're going to do, just so I don't forget here, so we're going to say, why does it keep, I don't know why it keeps doing the italics, but all right, we're going to say advanced +1 wound, semicolon +1. What was the other? +1 wound. And +1 to the attack. +1 attack. All right, and then we'll say modifier. Let's go back to this. So counter difficulty +1 wound, +1 to the attack. So now modifier is 2d6. So we're going to go 2d6. And that's a 9 clever. The enemy is astute and hard to take advantage of. Any combat maneuvers made against them suffer disadvantage. Combat maneuvers. I don't remember exactly what that is. But let's put that up here, just so we don't forget. And all right, what else do we need to do here? So that's the modifier. Action table we'll get into when it's their turn to attack. So Fonoi encounter, again, I can roll that straight in Sojour, but because I'm doing this on the stream, I want to roll dice. So let's roll a d10. And there might be a d-dice, a DD dice integration possibly with Sojour. So we're going to do a Screamer. And let's go back and let us find the Screamer here. That should be under tokens. And let us pull this over here and see if it'll let me. Yeah, it will. Okay. So I think Screamer is here. So I'm going to put this room token up here. And he busts into the room. And this is the. I didn't put. I think I had some more information on the screen. Or sorry, a better picture. But since I handed this module out for free, I didn't want to violate any copyright. So, okay. So a little girl stands before you, but where her eyes should be, nothing but the void of endless horror sits. Her mouth stretches far too wide, and her enormous flat teeth gnash and gnaw, all at the air in anticipation of the taste of your flesh. She drops to her hands and knees, skittering towards you up and over the wall like giant human spider. Oh, hell no, man. Oh my God. Okay. So we are going to open the Screamer. If I can I open her? And what about, should be able to, I want to change, how do I change her? Alter on map characteristics. Awesome. So the wounds, remember, go up 1. So she has 4 wounds. And then she does have, like, to her attack. Open description. I don't know. So her attack is going to be a +8. +8. So I just have to remember that. So I will get to attack first. I think because I've been going, an hour and a half? Actually, yeah, maybe longer. I started. Yeah, I think it's been about an hour and a half. But you know what? Rather than get into combat and rush through it, I want to take my time. So I'm gonna stop it there. I had a great. That was really fun. I know I flipped around a little bit. Let me pause the music. But had a great time. I would really encourage all of you to check out Under Ashen Skies if you like this sort of survival horror, discovery horror. But I really enjoyed that session. I could play another 2 hours, but probably would be a little bit too boring to go too much longer. But we'll do it again. We'll do another session and we'll battle the Screamer that time. So if you guys like this, drop a comment. If you have questions on mechanics, if you think I did something wrong, any of that, please feel free to comment. I'd love to hear what you think. So thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.